Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and I don't know if YouTube or Google will take this video down, but to be honest with you, this is a pretty touchy subject based on YouTube's terms of services, and that is ad blocks, okay? So obviously we all know, and I've discussed this before, using an ad block on YouTube is a sin, okay, according to the terms of services. So typically YouTube will say either suck it and chew on the ads or get YouTube Premium. Now, if you can afford YouTube Premium and you find value in it, go for it. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I know that I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money, okay? All right, it's just not happening. Unless you go to some ordinary gamer store and get some merch from us, it's coming soon. That's a different story. But ladies and gentlemen, on a serious note, there have been a lot of messed up actual ads that have been showing up on YouTube. And the way that ads have basically been permeating through the internet the last couple weeks, if not month or two, have been something worth discussing again. Now, for anybody that's using Google Chrome, all right, you probably noticed that certain extensions like uBlock Origins says that the extension may soon no longer be supported because it doesn't follow the best practices for the Chrome extension. Now, thankfully, the people behind uBlock Origins have in fact come out and created a uBlock Origin Lite. So for instance, if you go to the Chrome store, you can get uBlock Origin Lite, and this runs on the new Manifest v3 system that Google Chrome has introduced. Now, Manifest 3's got some problems, okay? It's got some concerns and some criticisms. But I'm going to be honest with you here, okay? You want to ask me what the best browser engine is? I still think it's Google Chrome. However, Chrome is open source, and it's, something that you can build yourself. And, to be honest here, one of my Chromes, the browsers that I use that I absolutely recommend is Brave Browser, okay? Brave Browser is here, and again, just to reiterate, I'm not being paid by these guys to do it. Brave Browser is genuinely a browser that I've been using for like a year or two, and these guys effectively have cooked in all of the ad block you'll ever need, and a lot of privacy features as much as possible into their engine. So if you need ad block and you need it out of the box, okay, you don't want to go through the extension hunting farms and getting things working, yeah, this is where it is. If you don't want to use a Chrome-based browser, then there is something known as the Mullvad browser. Now, Mullvad VPN is a pretty awesome VPN because not only have these people been raided by federal authorities, but they haven't given up information. And so they produce the Mullvad private browser. So if this is an option that works for you, go for it. But you need ad block. And you need ad block for two reasons. A, to block really malicious scam ads, which we'll get to very shortly, and also for your user privacy. Now, there's been a lot of talk about data privacy laws and, again, all the sneaky spying that big tech companies and governments have been doing on their users. But generally speaking, most of the internet is infested with ad tracking bots from Google, primarily, Facebook, Microsoft. A lot of the big tech companies are basically spying on what you're doing on the internet every single day. So you're going to need to have ad and tracker blockers, which basically serve mostly for the same thing. In fact, I have an entire video where I showed you guys how to build your own ad block using a Raspberry Pi and a software known as PiBlock. And it takes maybe, honestly, 20, 30 minutes to set up. But once you get that set up and running on your network, it will block basically every single fucking ad as much as it can off of the internet. And that ultimately makes a smoother, faster browsing experience for you, and it keeps a lot of these shady, spooky tracking softwares away from your computer. And not just your computer, but if you set it up right, your mobile devices, your family's computers, basically anything. So this is very important to talk about. And it's obviously something I wanted to front load to begin with because, if it's any message you can get from this video, you need an ad blocking software. As much as Google Chrome wants to say this isn't okay, using something like the Brave browsers I'm using here, uBlock Origins also works. You can add this to your Brave browser. I personally don't. I think Brave does a fine job blocking ads and trackers all over the internet. Don't really need to bloat it up with anything. And there's plenty of blocking stuff for things like Firefox. Base Google Chromium that you can build yourself is very great for blocking stuff once you get things properly set up and plugins right. Microsoft Edge supports these exact plugins. All you have to do is go to the Chrome store and get them, okay? Now, one of the things that I found really gross over the last couple weeks is watching the YouTube ads. Now, I don't use YouTube Premium. I actually watch all the ads on the internet. And there have been some ads that I've seen. So 9 months ago, one of these ads was posted, and I have to blur these because they are pornographic ads that are just playing freely on YouTube, okay? So this one ad has a fucking bee drill, okay? A bee basically impregnating an ant, okay? Now, I don't even know if that's like possible species-wise, but we have seen bee to ant impregnation, and all this comes down to a mobile game known as the Ants Underground Kingdom. Now, I haven't played the Ants Underground Kingdom, and this is because I don't play mobile games, all right? Or at least these type of mobile games. But yeah, you start to see some of these ads, and it's like, obviously the game isn't like that. You're not fucking bees and ants. You're also not even doing half of this probably, but that's just mobile game ads these days in general. Now, obviously this is disgusting, it's weird, and we've seen this before. But then there have been ads like this, okay? So February of this year, one user goes without YouTube Premium for 1 day, and they start getting this ad. Now, I have to blur this a little bit, but this woman is pleasuring herself. There's some exposed skin, and if you read under it, they're advertising something called Don't Be Shy, Moby, Share Life. So what they do is they get you watching these like literal NSFW ads. Like imagine you're out there with your fucking family, you open up YouTube for a second, and now it's suddenly like the hub. Like these are the same ads that would play on the hub on an adult website that are just playing on YouTube. And you know, the thing is, the kids are watching it too, teenagers are watching it too, adults are watching it too. And somebody who probably has hormones coursing through their body is like, oh man, this is hot. This is real. I was a young kid once, this is hot. Let me click on that install button. And then you download an actual scam. So to go further into it, that's not the only ad out there. There are other ads like this. Video chat with girls. Like it's very honest, like video chat with any woman. Are you bored? You want a video chat and fun girls? I am blurring this, but I've actually seen straight up bush, okay? This woman's bush just showed up on an actual YouTube ad. Gross stuff. Absolutely. You know, there's a time and place to check that out, and it's not on what should be a safe for work website. Now, there have been a whole set of other things like 1v1 video chat. So this lady is sitting in front of her gaming computer. She's got her legs in the air. And obviously, I'm blurring it away because I don't want to get a community guideline strike for simply talking about a serious issue. You can see full toes. And of course, you might be like, well, what are they getting you to download? So in this case, the actual application being promoted is Poppy, where you can discover fun, okay? I'll let your brain figure out what kind of fun you're discovering. So YouTube actually responded to it. They're like, yeah, we totally hear you. We've shared these screenshots with the review team, and they're looking into these ads. We'll handle all the next steps from here. Now, I want to remind the audience, okay, if I upload an adult video onto YouTube, it'll get taken down probably within minutes, okay? It will. It's simply how it works. If you stream adult content to YouTube, you'll just get taken down. YouTube's very good when it comes to taking down adult content because there's a lot of technologies YouTube uses, like I believe it's a YouTube CSAI match where they actually use it to identify pornographic videos on the platform, especially possibly CSAM material. And same with Microsoft with PhotoDNA. A lot of these big platforms produce these amazing technologies to limit the scourge of illegal material on the internet. But this material, much like Content ID, is used to identify actual adult content, from my understanding at least. So again, on the actual creator end, they will shut down any channel that uploads this stuff. But as long as you go to AdSense or Google's ad network and apparently pay them a few bucks, you can flood the entire site with adult content that is then used to gateway people into an actual scam. Now, again, the other night I was on my phone and I have a actual video footage from me going and finding one of these gross ads. So I was watching Kitchen Nightmares. This was a fresh experience. I actually had just got in. So this wasn't like the ad network was picking up on my latent gooning abilities and selling me something. So I was on here. There was a normal ad of a family moving into a house. But underneath this Kitchen Nightmares thing, there was this buka experience in chat. Now, I don't have the video here, but to describe you, it was two women who were, again, fully clothed on camera, but they were, using their hands to pleasure each other in places that they couldn't show on camera. And they were dressed up like they were literally girls at a sleepover. It was actually fucking weird to see, you know? They weren't dressed up to look like they were of adult age, so to speak. And, again, that's where it'll be at. I can't obviously show it to you because I don't have that, footage here. But I did start recording afterwards, and the application that got sent, the application that got advertised, was this thing known as Buka. So I figured, yeah, let's go down the rabbit hole and see what the scam looks like. So you get this application called Buka, all right, which apparently has only one review on the actual platform, one 5-star review. It's apparently got like microtransactions ranging from like $4 to like $70. And just as a quick overview, it always defaults to like these cam, videos. And I'm sure these women haven't consented either, so I gotta blur this out. But like, you can straight up see nips on the App Store, so already Apple should be pissed. And then they ask you to like give them money to see more of this scam, and then of course they violate the TOS even further. Apparently they've found a way to like charge for cryptocurrency outside the scope of Apple, so it's like, bro, it's the easiest Coomer pipeline I've ever seen. And they want you to open up your camera. They want you to open up your microphone. So yeah, give them extra access to your privacy, by the way. Thank God for Apple's like granular permission systems in this regard. But yeah, that's literally the rabbit hole you go down into. So, I started looking more into this Buka. It was even billed wrong. Like, it was supposed to be me talking to like these local singles in the area. But apparently the app is billed as like this AI chatbot where you can talk in like this cyberpunk fantasy setting. Super weird shit. Actually, some of the weirdest stuff that I've ever seen. But look, the point of going down this rabbit hole was to show you how fucked up the YouTube ad system has actually become. It used to be a while back that we got maybe really dumb ads. Like, we had like, obviously the gaming ads, which were stupid, but they were kind of harmless at the end of the day. But, then you started getting into obviously situations like naked yoga or whatever, where like people were uploading or like gaming the system to upload actual straight up adult content on the platform. But now you don't need to game the system. Apparently you just have to go to the ad network and straight up put, adult content, pay a few bucks and people are watching it. And then you use that to gateway people into the biggest scam apps on the platform. I mean, you can't make it up. Even when you go to these platforms, like they'll have like casinos and like slot machines baked in. It's actually wild how crazy all of this gets. But yeah, I wanted to really kind of talk about it because look, I don't know how YouTube and Google will perceive this because a lot of the advertising revenue from this site comes, obviously, as you can imagine, from advertising. Like it comes from advertising, clearly. So obviously YouTube and Google have an incentive for people not to use ad block, especially since beyond just making money off advertising, there's a lot of, incentive to be tracking people throughout various places using their wide tracking network. But I really think for your safety and, for people in your life not to get scammed or be exposed to seriously, like, potentially dangerous shit like this, you need to have ad block. Dude, when the FBI is telling you that ad block is a near statistical requirement in today's day and age, bro, there's no way in good conscience that anybody can't be telling their audience not to use ad block. And I know you might be like, Muda, won't you make less money? My job is in YouTube, okay? I could make less money off advertising. Dude, I could choose to stream more and earn money that way. I could do a million other things if I wanted to up my money game, okay? But my money game is not more important than my audience's, risk of getting scammed. And I think that goes pretty much site-wide for everyone. There's a few amount of creators that talk about this. I know that Louis Rossman talks about this pretty extensively. I know that Linus talks about this, probably not to the most extreme extent. I know that Mental Outlaw talks about this. I know that a lot of people that are privacy focused in this game talk about this, and for good reason. It's pretty bad. And it's seemingly just gotten only worse. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.